Well, good afternoon, welcome to Glasgow, welcome to a new era for boxing coming out of Scotland. After Josh Taylor recently retired, the search begun to find the next King of Scotland. Tonight, Nathaniel Collins, unbeaten in 17 fights, he gets to state his case because he gets the chance to become the European champion. That is your main event. He takes on Cristobal Lorente. The fight also serves as a WBC final eliminator. This is the prelim stream and I'm delighted to be in pretty good company. I'd say pretty good company. Josh Taylor, current King of Scotland. How are you?
Yeah, hey, I'm the king, man.
You are the king.
Don't disrespect me like that, man.
No disrespect to you.
No, it's good. I'm looking forward to being here. Obviously, the next wave coming through. Scotland's in the right healthy place just now. You know, obviously Nathaniel's leading the way, but we've got a great host and bunch of talent coming through, so I'm looking forward to how the night unfolds and seeing how the lads can progress their careers. Yeah,
it's a brilliant show coming up, and Zach Miller, thank you for joining us. You've been brilliant yesterday at the weigh-in as well. You're looking forward to tonight, right?
Yeah, I am. It's great to be here, you know, former opponent of Nathaniel, been sparring him. I know the gym well, I know Regan and the lads, and yeah, it's great to be here with you two. You know, we're here doing a bit of work on the show, and yeah, it's going to be a great night of boxing, I believe. Talk
to me about this main event then. As you say, it's in your weight division, Collins against Lorente. How good a fight is this, and how good is it that you've got two unbeaten fighters fighting for the European title?
Yeah, it's great. You know, I've looked at Lorente myself. I've obviously boxed Nathaniel, done some sparring with him. It's a great fight, and I believe it's a great division at the minute. You know, you've got the likes of Nick Ball in there, the American kid Stephen Fulton. It's a great division, and I hope Nathaniel goes on to win this. I hope he's going to win this, fight for the WBC world title and see how far he can go in the sport. And yeah, it's great, you know, it's for the European title. Hopefully that could get vacated for myself at some point, you know, that'd be nice. But no, it's great to see it, Nathaniel doing great things in the sport.
Well, Josh, it's not just about Nathaniel tonight. As you touched upon, so much talent coming through in Scotland. You must be so happy looking around, feeling like Scottish boxing's in safe hands.
Yeah, it's in a healthy place, like I said. And, you know, obviously Nathaniel's now leading the way to hopefully keep bringing the big shows here. He pulls through tonight, then he's going to look at getting a proper final eliminator, and then or maybe even fight some of them names just mentioned previously, and then get the world title fight, and then that also keeps the big nights in Scotland for the younger generation coming through to keep getting through on the undercards and getting their chance to show their skills on the big stages. So yeah, I'm excited for tonight, and obviously you're supposed this side where I'm supposed to be neutral and biased, but yeah, I'm going to be back in my kid. I want Nathaniel to win and go on and keep putting boxing on the map, the Scottish boxing on the map. Sorry.
Well, let's have a look at Nathaniel Collins' last performance. It was against Lee McGregor. It was in Glasgow back in May, and really a breakout win. Fourth round, he got the job done, got the stoppage win that night. I think we're going to bring up the clip here, but it was a tremendous performance from Nathaniel Collins. And just watching it back here, I mean, Josh, this was really a breakout win.
Yeah, it was. This was a 50-50 fight. The two of them were very good fighters, and you know, Nathaniel just put on a dominant display from the get-off. So it was a very good performance from him, and a kind of a statement kind of fight, really. You would almost I would say it was almost like a breakout fight, you know, to put him on the world scene.
How impressed were you that night with Nathaniel Collins?
Yeah, I was, because you've only got to look at Lee McGregor. He's a quality fighter himself, but it just happened to be Nathaniel's night, and I was surprised how good he come back from the injury he had, and he's a true professional, and he's come back and had a stoppage win like that, and this has made tonight happen. You know, he's headlining in Scotland.
We've got so much coming up for you tonight. Of course, later on we'll be live on DAZN. This is the prelim section, and so much coming up. Steve Collins Jr., he returns to action. He'll be taking on Javier Santana. Keep an eye on that one, because Santana has got an upset in him. We've then got the UK debut of Nathaniel Lozano, world silver medalist, brilliant amateur from Puerto Rico. Drew Limond, the son of the late great Willie Limond, will be in action. Fifth fight for him. Commonwealth Games gold medalist Reece Lynch will have his second fight right here tonight after such an impressive stoppage win out in May. And then we've got the son of the great Alex Arthur Jr., who, by the way, looks nothing like his father, will be in action. It was a brilliant professional debut back in May. And the final fight on our prelims is one that's come up together very late on. They're two unbeaten fighters. Marcus Sutherland was always scheduled to fight on this show, and now he's taken on Kerim Agius, who who got the call quite late on, has jumped at the chance, has had a full camp because he was meant to fight this week anyway, and he will take on Marcus Sutherland. Brilliant, brilliant night of action coming up. And then, of course, we head over to DAZN. John Joe Carrigan should be in action tonight, will be in action tonight. It's a professional debut for a man who is being touted as perhaps the best prospect in world boxing, former amateur world champion. The Hutch train, Willie Hutchinson, will be looking to get back on track. He takes on Mark Jeffers, both fighters looking to bounce back from defeat. And then this absolute cracker, vacant British lightweight championship on the line. Regan Glackin against Louis O'Doherty. That is the Celtic champion against the English champion for the British title. And then the Celtic middleweight title will be on the line. Aston Brown takes on Paul Keane, and Aston Brown is on this run of stoppage after stoppage after stoppage. If he gets a stoppage tonight, it will be a big, big statement. And then, of course, the main event. We cannot wait for this one. Nathaniel Collins, tipped by many to be the next guy. Can he be the next King of Scotland? I mean, from being around him this week, Josh, has he got the shoulders broad enough to carry Scotland? What do you think?
Listen, I don't think he's hinking like that at all. He's focused on his own journey and his own path, which is to become a world champion, to then become Scotland's next king, so which is what is built tonight. So I don't think he'll be feeling any of that right now. I mean, he's not got the hopes and expectations of the whole nation behind him right now. Everyone's just at the back of him to make sure he gets that world title. So it's a different kind of pressure once you get there, but I don't think that's the kind of pressure he's got just now. He's got the pressure of just, we need to win this fight to move on and to become world champion, Scotland's next world champion. So, but he's dealing with it very well. He's very professional, which you saw and seen on the VTs on the lead up to today. So, he's got his head firmly screwed on, and he's on that tunnel vision focus. So he's on the right track, that's for sure.
He definitely is, and we are on the right track as well. Action is about to get underway. Let's head over to your MC for the evening, Thomas Schreiber.
Let's first welcome to the ring, Javier Atakaite Santana.
Incoming. We've seen him over here before in the away corner when he boxed Elliot El Massi, who turned out to be the only fighter to stop him. He's a tough character and he always comes to win, and he knows his way around that boxing ring like the back of his hand. And he, like Dev said, has got an upset in him. So we'll see what he's about in just a moment.
And now let's welcome to the ring, Steve Collins Jr.
Steve Collins Jr., the 35-year-old from Ireland, has quite literally spent his entire life around boxing. From his first vivid memory of being 5 years old and watching his dad, the Celtic Warrior, beat Chris Eubank on the television, to the present day, where he stepped away from the sport for a moment but decided it wasn't quite time to give it up yet. So here he is, making yet another ring walk and another step in his own journey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 6 rounds in the light heavyweight division. Brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, Global Next Trade, 32 Red, and Unibet. When the bell rings, our referee in charge and scoring this contest will be Kenny Pringle. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing red with white and weighted officially at 176.1 pounds. Coming to us from Las Palmas, Islas Canarias, Spain, he brings a professional record consisting of 3 wins, 2 defeats, 2 draws, with 1 win coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Javier Atacante Santana. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing black trunks and weighed in officially at 178.1 pounds. Hailing from Dublin, Ireland, he has a professional record of 15 wins, 5 defeats, 1 draw, with 4 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Steve Collins Jr.
Okay, boys, I want you to listen to me all times, defend yourself all times. The shots here are both high, so a shot there is still good. Touch gloves.
Well, here we go. Fight number 1 on this stacked card in Scotland. You're joined by myself, Darren Rees, Zach Miller and Josh Taylor. Steve Collins Jr. boxing out of the orthodox stance in the black trunks with the tartan, and Javier Santana out of Spain boxing in those red shorts. Santana's definitely got a bit about him, moving around nicely, just popping that jab out, sticking it in Collins Jr.'s face. And he's going to try and make life difficult, isn't he?
Yeah, Collins Jr.'s got straight on the front foot, but Santana don't look like he's going to make it easy night for him.
Collins Jr. got his eyes firmly on the prize. The man from Spain. He's got to have his wits about him, that's for sure. He just follows him round the ring. He's just cutting that ring off. And Santana just varying up that jab. And that was a nice left hook which got over the top from Collins Jr.
Yeah, that was the first time Santana held his feet. You know, usually he's moving, not letting him set. He held his feet on the ropes, and Collins Jr. was able to get a couple of shots off.
Santana's quite good here at keeping, he's holding his distance and moving around and using that front hand. He's doing quite a good job of it. When he stops and holds his feet like that, that's when Collins is able to get in and get his little power shots off.
And Santana just switched to the southpaw stance there, giving Collins Jr. plenty to think about. But he's got good rhythm to him, Santana. And he's getting through a little bit, isn't he?
Yeah, he's closing the gap a little bit. He's starting to let his hands go when he gets close.
Well, this one scheduled for 6. A good tempo opening up this first round as Santana finds himself on the ropes there, and Collins Jr. tries to let his hands go a little bit.
Yeah, Collins Jr. putting a couple of body shots in, and you know whether he'll slow him down over the 6. And again, backhand to the body, lovely shot.
Santana back on the attack himself. And Collins Jr. just looking for an entrance there, which isn't the easiest thing in the world when Santana's just kind of constantly, with that long left hand of his, doing stuff to disrupt him.
He's kind of ungamely and untimely with that style that he's got. It's kind of awkward, you know. So Collins has got a little bit of a task in front of him, you know, to try and close the gap down and get and hit the body and stuff like that. But Santana's making it quite awkward the way he's moving around, and he's keeping that long, awkward sort of straight punches almost coming at from different angles and not stopping. So it's making it quite an awkward night for that first couple of rounds. But Collins is starting to get in there and get close and start working the body and head stuff at close range.
What's the information you think they're giving him in that Collins Jr. corner? What would you be giving him in terms of information?
Yeah, probably just when Santana's holding his feet, you know, let your hands go. Maybe even to quicken your feet up a little bit more, get there a little bit faster. But yeah, as Josh said, Santana's is awkward, isn't he? He's throwing them long levers from awkward angles, so you've got to be careful of what's coming back.
And Josh, those types of fighters, those Santanas, like you said, he's kind of obviously awkward. They're pretty difficult to work out, aren't they?
Pretty difficult because it's like they almost don't know when they're going to throw themselves, so it's kind of hard to read when they're going to throw. They're kind of just going off instinct, really, and it can be quite awkward to track down fighters like that. I've had a few myself.
Well, let's see how Collins Jr. does in terms of getting in, getting away from that jab, and scoring some eye-catching shots. But he's doing a good job of going upstairs and downstairs, varying it up, bodying head. The Santana is absolutely there. That straight right hand works to the body from Collins Jr., doesn't it, Zach?
Yeah, it's a good shot. You know, he's setting it up off the jab as well, which is nice. But as you say, Collins Jr. will let his hands go, and then Santana's coming straight back. Maybe he could get a counter off his return or something like that.
He's doing a good job at keeping Collins off here with these sort of pitter-patter punches. They're not a lot of power in them, but there's enough in them to sort of not make Collins rush in. So he's doing a good job at kind of half keeping him at bay.
Yeah, they're sort of doing what he wants them to do, aren't they? You know, just keeping him there.
This is where Collins wants to be. Maybe needs to start working his little quick, fast, sharp jabs to close the distance a little bit. And then that when he can get his feet in then and then work his body at this close range.
But the work which Santana's doing, do you guys think that it's enough to be winning the round in terms of the scoring referee?
I don't believe it's enough to be winning the round. I think Collins is winning the round, but he's keeping it competitive. And he's keeping Collins guessing like there, you know, he's throwing shots again from awkward angles and he's putting 3 and 4 together sometimes.
Definitely a stronger round from Santana, in my opinion, so far. As you said, Josh, it's those pitter-patter punches that kind of breaking up that rhythm and neutralises any attack which Collins tries to come forward with, which has been the theme of this since that first bell rang.
Yeah, he's doing a good job at keeping them off and being awkward at the timing at that long range as well. This is where Collins wants to be able to start varying up his power and his speed of the punches when he's close like that, because he's not going to get many chances if Santana's standing still like that. He needs to capitalise on when he is standing still.
Yeah, definitely when he gets there he does need to let them hands go and do his work. Maybe needs to use the jab a little bit more as well to get in.
Yeah.
Big heavy right hand there from Santana, which landed on the left glove of Collins. Always giving Collins Jr. something to think about. I mean, Santana, he's doing plenty of work. I just don't know how effective it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's like there's not much power or like sort of snap behind the shots, but he is catching Collins here, and he's able to keep him off, and he's giving him a lot to think about to come in. He's kind of hesitating to let his hands go when he gets in, so he's doing a good job in that sense of keeping Collins off. It's just Collins is landing the heavier punches, but he's definitely peppering him a little bit at times.
I mean, I've got it around each of them. What about you, Zach?
Yeah, I'd have to say the same. I think the last 10 seconds then made that round a little bit clearer. You know, he had a bit of success as his back was in his own corner. You know, we were throwing a couple of shots, awkward ones, but a couple of shots were landing and he was getting through. You know, we didn't have a bad round then, Santana. Yeah, you'd have to say that's one apiece.
Yeah, I'd say so as well. I'd say so too.
Has Collins Jr. got to cut the ring off a bit more? Is that what he's got to do to just try and kind of corner his man?
I think he maybe just needs to change the pace a little bit. He's sort of one pace, and maybe needs to inject a little bit of pace with some speedy combinations when he gets there, and then throw in with a couple of power shots.
Well, Collins Jr. straight out of that corner, just dipped under the shot which came his way.
Yeah, he did. He got in, but he just let the one shot go, you know. He needs to start letting 2 and 3 go.
Well, a short pause while the mouthpiece just quickly washed out and gone into Santana's mouth again. And then the action will continue. Oh no, Steve Collins' mouthpiece. Apologies. Long-rangey shots there from Santana. Tried to sneak him with an uppercut. None of them really got through. Feel like Collins Jr. is making a bit of a conscious effort to move his head a little bit more and kind of go in at a different level. Yeah.
Yeah. This is where he needs to do his work when he's like that, Collins. When they've got that close range, close quarters like that, this is where he needs to let his hands go.
Yeah, he's quick in the pace just with the pressure, but if he starts letting the hands go with that pressure as well, it'll be a bit more effective.
Nice left hook to the body there from Santana.
Yeah, Santana's got him with some good shots here.
Collins Jr. really being made to work here, trying to get in, trying to make an entrance.
Santana was halfway in the air then when he threw that left hook. Mad.
He's doing some good work here with Santana. We're keeping Collins off and keeping him moving. He's not holding his feet well. He's coming back with some shots like the right hand over the top there, as we just said. But yeah, he's doing well to sort of keep him at bay. Collins hasn't really landed much of any significance this round.
Well, Santana, he just doesn't stay there, does he, for kind of any moment? And it's not like he just goes backwards either. There's a lot of lateral movement with him. He's left and he's right, and you just can't pin him down.
Yeah, and he's throwing off that movement as well. Even from the southpaw stance, he's throwing off any of the movement that he's doing. You know, he'll hit an angle and throw an awkward shot, as you've seen there.
Yeah.
And I've got to say it, Santana looks like he's having a bit of fun now. He looks like he's starting to enjoy himself, doesn't he?
Yeah, it looks like he's relaxing and getting in his groove here. Starting to loosen up. Oh, good shot.
Big right hand there.
Yeah, it was a cracking shot. If he didn't hit his chin, he'd have hit the lights.
Good continuous work from Javier Santana. It was a decent right hand at the end of that round. And Collins Jr. needs to do something to stop him from enjoying himself, doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he's kind of just walking around with his hands up and just trying to wait till Santana's on the ropes to let his hands go. He's not doing enough in between moments. When he is letting his hands go, he is catching them, but he's just not doing it enough. So I'll give that round to Santana, just through work rate and landing a couple of decent clean shots as well, and then moving his feet.
Do you feel, Zach, that Collins Jr. looks like he might have run out of options a little bit? We know that there's other stuff there, but it's one thing saying it, it's another thing doing it, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and especially with a tricky opponent like Santana. But at the start of the round, Collins upped the pace just with the pressure a little bit more, but he seemed to slow towards the end, and when he was getting there, he was throwing single shots instead of putting a few together, you know, and when he gets there, he can't waste the opportunity. He's got to let the hands go.
Well, let's see how he gets on in this round. Santana finished that previous round in a strong way, looking very confident. His body language was telling it all, and he starts this round in exactly the same way that he started the previous, just on those toes and being a very tricky customer.
Good job. Good job.
Yeah, made him miss and countered him as well then.
He's very awkward and untimely with that jab. Santana, he looks very awkward with it, but it's very effective. It's working well, and it's keeping Collins at bay with distance. So it's definitely working at this point.
Well, it's a line you used earlier, Josh, which is he doesn't know when he's going to throw it. So how the hell is his opponent going to kind of read that? It's difficult.
Yeah, he's got such an awkward style, but it is quite effective for the time being. And he's blocking these shots as well from Collins. It's like he's seeing them coming. Collins is loading up a little bit too much here.
Yeah, he's putting the jab head and body there as well. Putting three together. The corner's very vocal as well, so they must be right up for it.
He's moving and boxing well here, Santana. He's moving around. He's not staying still. He's showing different angles with the body, little movements with his feet with different angles. And Collins just can't seem to kind of set himself, because it's like he's kind of looking for Santana to be still so he can throw his shots. But he's just not staying still at all. And he's kind of moving around and boxing well at this time.
Yeah, he's reading the fight well. Boxing to what's good for him, I suppose.
Nice right hand to the body there from Collins Jr.
He needs to follow up with another couple of attacks, though. One big shot's not enough. He needs to go a couple of phases when he's in there.
Yeah, especially with that fighting style of Santana.
And good body shot there he's landed. Good left hook to the body.
Yeah, Santana's just done some good work. Come back off, got on the jab with no response off Collins.
It seems that Collins is just looking for that one big shot all the time now, doesn't it? And as you guys have pointed out, it's just not enough with a fighter like Santana, who's just got that style where he's got some rhythm to him, which works for him, but certainly doesn't work for Collins Jr.
Yeah, it's not enough here. It's I scored this round to Santana. You know, he's outboxed him and outmoved him. He's scored some good shots himself this round.
I guess the psychology of this comes into it now, because undoubtedly Collins Jr. is feeling a bit frustrated, isn't he? So kind of, as a fighter, how do you kind of get yourself together and don't let your opponent get the better of you in that way?
You've sort of just got to stay professional, you know, and stick to the plan. But if the plan's not working, you've got to change things up. You've got to be able to adapt in there. And I don't think Collins has adapted the best to what Santana's doing.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to have changed anything much at all, does it? It kind of seems like he's keeping the same thing going, but it's not working, but it's not changing it at all.
And when you're looking for that one big shot or the knockout, it never seems to come, so you need to change things again. You know, you've got to have a plan A, a plan B and a plan C. You've got to be able to adapt to what's going on at that time, and I don't think Collins is doing that the best tonight.
Well, adapt and overcome is what the best do. And like we said, easier said than done, but Collins Jr. comes out for the penultimate round, and he really does need to step on his man here. And in terms of Javier Santana, he just needs to be doing exactly the same.
Collins has started this round a bit more positive. He's put him on the back foot, caught him in the corners a couple of times, but again, he's not letting his hands go. He's kind of letting him escape.
Yeah, he's using the front hand, you know, he's fencing with it, arming him off and getting there, but as just said, he's just letting him escape. He's just throwing the single backhand.
That's a perfect opportunity for Collins there, when he was stood right there, to start whipping the body shots in and his hooks and uppercuts in, letting them go in 2s and 3s.
Yeah,
it just seems to not be letting his hands go enough, like here.
No, he's putting his hands in a high guard there, Santana. It's basically giving the opportunity to let your hands go.
Well, Collins Jr. in this round definitely hasn't taken a back step. He has constantly kind of been moving forward, but the work rate just kind of hasn't matched that kind of forward gear. So the success hasn't been there so far. It's still a minute 30 or so to go. Another solid right hand and followed up with a left hook there from Santana.
It's all very one pace from Collins here. Everything seems to be loaded up with power. There doesn't seem to be any variation in his power with his shots or his speed. It's like every shot's loaded up. Santana seems to can read it and see it coming, and he's kind of enjoying himself here. He's kind of just flowing. He's kind of not moving his feet around as much now either. He's kind of standing in front of Collins and he's letting his hands go, and he's happy for Collins to have a shot. So he's obviously not scared of the power of Collins either.
Lovely
nice little uppercut there, yeah.
Yeah, good shot. And first time he's actually gone on the front foot here. You know, he's fancying this fight more and more as it goes on.
he's catching him with good shots. Collins with good body shots down round the back of the elbows and stuff like that. I think he's enjoying himself here.
And that's dangerous, right?
Yeah. Especially with only 1 round to go.
I get the feeling as well that the kind of energy levels, and there might not be too much left in the tank of Collins Jr., and I think he's wary of that as well.
Yeah, he looks like he's blowing heavy a little bit here. It looks like he's breathing heavy. He's got his front hand way down now. He kind of looks a little bit tired, in my opinion.
No, I agree, but this is one of many tonight, and coming up on this stream, on the prelims, is plenty more. Obviously, we're watching Collins Jr. versus Santana. Up next is a kid called Lozano from Puerto Rico. Had 119 wins in the amateurs and comes out of the same gym as Miguel Cotto. He is definitely one to watch. And then Drew Limond, a Scottish prospect, well and truly on a positive journey, and we look forward to seeing him, as we do with Reece Lynch, the Commonwealth gold medalist, another Scottish fighter. Fantastic to watch. Had an amazing debut on the undercard of Josh Taylor versus Echo Esserman in May at the OVO Hydro Arena, and then Alex Arthur Jr., and then it will be Marcus Sutherland versus Agius. So that is the prelims, plenty coming up, and then we go over to DAZN for the main broadcast. Well, is it all or nothing now for Collins Jr.? Does he need to just kind of empty what's left and go for it?
In my opinion, I think, he needs this round. Maybe even needs a little knockdown. I don't know what it looks like on TV, but it's definitely, from sitting here behind the ropes, from my point of view, he needs to win this round.
Yeah, I think he needs to put it right on Santana. I think he needs a big round.
And he's getting picked off with the jab here as well.
Yeah, he's trying to go forward and up the pace, but I think Santana's got plenty left in the tank. He's springing about like Bambi, you know. He's flying about the ring.
He is. He's very, very relaxed. He's
Lovely
confident.
shot, nice shot.
And he is. He's picking Collins Jr. off with that jab, and that lead uppercut is working well for him as well. Collins Jr. has definitely come out of a bit more urgency to him, but he just needs to be careful. I guess he doesn't walk into something.
Keep it going. This is what he needs to do. That shot was a nice combination there, but he never done it again. A second phase on the back of it would have been a good finish for him. But he's let him back out the ring, and he's let him do a couple of laps now, get his momentum going, and keeping his distance. So he kind of looks like his nose is ahead this fight, and working his feet and his jab and keeping it long, keeping it safe.
Yeah, he's flicking that jab from low now, and you know he's landing with it as well, switching southpaw again. He is enjoying himself in there. Collins needs to just quicken everything up again. Like Josh said, that 2 phase, he put the second phase on for the first time, and it worked.
Well, this is more like it, isn't it? He's going for it a bit more now, going for those body shots. Hasn't quite pinned him down, but this is what you needed in the 5 previous rounds.
Yeah, you needed this a couple of rounds ago. Oh, good shot.
That was nice from Santana. Threw that straight right and kind of switched stance, and then threw the uppercut at the same time.
Yeah, looks like he's enjoying himself, and there's moving around, skipping around, using that awkward front jab and kind of awkward gangling movement that he's got. It's very awkward looking, but it's been very effective tonight.
Yeah, it is. He's throwing the jab well from both stances in there, and no rolling under the shot. It looks good, especially in a closer round. It's side catching.
And Santana, he loads up every now and again with a big shot, and he's got through with a couple of them. But they must be so hard to defend
against.
There seems
no urgency in Collins' work here, unless he's tired. I don't know if he's maybe tired or what, but it seems like there's no urgency in his punches or in his work rate.
Well, that's it. 6 rounds done and dusted. We'll see who gets their hand raised in just a moment. But I think Collins Jr. will watch that back and be a little bit frustrated he maybe didn't do a bit more.
Yeah, I think he'll be frustrated. He looks frustrated himself. I mean, he looks absolutely knackered. He's hanging over the top rope there in a 6-round fight. So he's maybe frustrated. Why he feels like that, I don't know. But it wasn't a great performance from him, in my opinion. You know, I think the guy in the red corner here has nicked this fight.
And I tell you what, if he does, it's a good win for him, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
Definitely, it's a good win. And by the body language after the fight, I think Santana believes he's done enough.
Well, Thomas Schreiber has said scorecards, so we'll see where this one's going.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Kenny Pringle, scores the contest 60-55 for your winner, Javier Atacante Santana.
Well, Santana gets it. Fair decision, guys.
Yeah, correct decision. I kind of struggled to give Collins a round there, to be honest. Maybe 1 round I think I gave him. But yeah, it's definitely the right decision. You can see here with Collins as well, he looks devastated. I don't know, maybe training camp hasn't went right for him, or I don't know, he just looked dead flat and dead one-paced.
Well, on with the action, because the next fight is on its way. Over to Thomas Schreiber.
Let's continue, and first welcome to the ring, Mario Victorino Vera.
Well, on his way to the centre of the ring at the Braehead Arena here in Glasgow, from the fighting city of Guadalajara in Mexico, he's Mario Vera. 50-50 record, as many wins as he has defeats, and the vast majority of his fights have been on that tough and rugged small hall Mexican boxing scene. He's a tough character, and we're going to see what he's about in just a moment.
And now let's welcome to the ring, Nathaniel Chinito Lozano.
Nathaniel Lozano. The Puerto Rican is a former standout amateur with 119 wins, multiple tournament victories across the world, and he's now a 1-0 pro, being guided by both Shelley Finkel and Frank Warren. He comes from a tough gym in Puerto Rico, which is pretty famous, and it produced the likes of Miguel Cotto and some top fighters like Wilfredo Vasquez Sr. He's a serious talent, and it's going to be interesting to see how his career goes in the paid ranks.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 6 rounds in the super featherweight division. Brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, Global Next Trade, 32 Red, and Unibet. When the bell rings, our referee in charge and scoring this contest will be Kevin McIntyre. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing white trunks and weighed in officially at 128.8 pounds. Coming to us from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, he brings a professional record of 8 wins, 8 defeats, with 3 of his 8 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mario Victorino Vera. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing gray with orange and weighed in officially at 129.1 pounds. Coming to us from Caguas, Puerto Rico, He had a stellar amateur career, and now as a professional is undefeated with 1 victory. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Nathaniel Chinito Lozano.
Lads, what a good clean contest. Obey my commands at all time. Defend yourself at all time. Touch gloves, let's go to town.
Well, bout number 2 of the evening, ready to get underway. And if you're just joining us, a warm welcome. We're not so warm, we're in an ice rink. But you are joined by myself, Darren Rees, Zach Miller and Josh Taylor. Boxing out of those grey and orange shorts is Lozano from Puerto Rico. And in the white shorts is Mario Vera of Mexico. Josh, on the way to the venue, we were speaking about some of your former opponents.
Yeah. And
the Mexicans, they're tough, aren't they?
Yeah, they're tough. They're tough as old boots. And they can fight, and they know they're boxing too. They know the way around a boxing ring. Quitting and all that isn't these guys' vocabulary. But this has been a great start straight away. No messing around with these two guys.
No mucking around at all. Lozano getting straight to work on his UK debut. Fight number 2 for him. As I said, 119 wins in the amateurs. Comes from the same gym and area as Miguel Cotto and plenty of other very, very talented fighters. Lots of talk about him, and that was a strong, straight left hand that was. And Vera finds himself on the canvas, and I don't really know if he realised...
It looks like he's hurt a little bit here. Looks like he's
how he got there,
a little bit.
Yeah, Lozano's come out absolutely on fire. What a start. I mean, to have the amateur pedigree what he's had, you know you've got to be good, but this is some performance up to now.
It's good, and that left hand of his really
I can't see this lasting much longer, you know.
No. And lovely body shot again. His body and head, he's quality fighter.
Yeah, he's mixing up his shots well, the variations of his shots with the power and the speed, and his little step back after that little combination there, his little step back to give himself a little bit of space, and then went back to the body. That was beautiful.
Yeah, nothing's reckless, you know. He's letting his hands go, but he's very aware of what's going to come back. So, yeah, he's switched on.
Yeah, this isn't lasting much longer.
Body and head and body from Lozano, who's really going for it, and there's a clear difference in levels between these two. Vera is one of those typical kind of tough Mexican away corner fighters, but the pedigree which Lozano's got is showing.
Yeah, if he wants to stick in here tonight, he's going to have to earn his money.
And the Puerto Rican, every shot he throws is unforgiving, isn't it? He's got 100% power behind it. And he don't want to get paid for any overtime.
No, he's good. He's varying the speed and the pace of the shots as well, which is offsetting the Mexican.
Don't know if it looks like his eyes kind of swelled up a little bit there, his left eye already.
Yeah, Vera's definitely, he's got some marking above that left eye. But that was a tough round for him, wasn't it?
Yeah,
he did well
to
last those 3 minutes, Zach.
Yeah, he did. That was a very good round. He come out absolutely on fire. And
yeah, that left eye's bothering him there. He's dabbing away at it.
I bet he's never had a first round like that, the Mexican. But no, that was some from the Puerto Rican lad there, Lozano. That was some first round. Yeah, it was quality. Good boxing, good defence, everything. Showing a bit of everything.
Good feet as well. Good feet positioning that he has. After he's punching, he's taking that little bit of step off to the side. There, a little turn the subtle side off to the left, but not too far out of range for him to go again. So yeah, it's a great start. Looks like I'd be surprised if this goes another round.
I tell you what, there was something which Lozano did earlier on, which was textbook stuff. He threw 3 or 4 shots, and then he caught a left hook on his right hand or his left hand so perfectly, and then just countered straight after.
Yeah,
it's the sort of thing you show a kid in a boxing gym when they're learning. That's how you need to box. That's how you do that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a great couple of first rounds. Well,
will this one go the full 3 minutes? I'm not going to say all the rounds because the way it started, but you never know. Sometimes these things surprise you. And it looks like Lozano's just kind of settled in now. Gauged his distance right.
Yeah, he's having a look. I'd like to see it for the full 6 because he's a good quality
good body
fighter.
shot there. Heard him grunting as well. Heard Vera letting a little grunt there. That right hook.
That left hand whips from Lozano.
Yeah, and he's putting them together, and when the Mexican does return with a shot, that might leave him a little bit more vulnerable as well.
Got a bit of swelling around that left eye as well, Vera, so he has.
Lozano, he's been around boxing for pretty much his whole life, and his amateur coach, I was reading up about him, and just said that he was the most disciplined kid and lived the life. And he said all of his mates were out doing whatever you're doing when you're a teenager, and he was constantly on the road, in the gym, training, preparing for a fight, and he was so coachable. And this is the product which has been produced off the back of it.
Yeah, well, you can see he lives the life. He's very well schooled. He's got that good balance with that left foot. Now he's working his right foot on the outside when he comes to attack. And now he seems to have settled down a little bit. That first round was a bit of a whirlwind. He's kind of settled down, and he's just taking his time by the looks of it now. But yeah, he's taking his time now, and he's picking his shots well and being nice and patient here.
And that shows maturity, doesn't it, Zach, when he's being patient, because he doesn't need to rush his work.
No, it doesn't, and as you've said then, he sounds like the pupil what a coach would want. You know, he's been dedicated to his craft since being young, and it's showing in his performance. You know, look how switched on he is. He's changing the angles, he's doing bits of everything. He's a quality fighter, and he'll want to enjoy it in there. He won't want to rush anything. He had a blister in first round, but he's settled down here, but he's breaking the Mexican down.
That's it, he is breaking him down. And Vera, he doesn't look like he wants to get too involved. He wants to throw enough so the referee's not on his case, but he's just trying to kind of keep his own distance, but from a defensive point of view, isn't he?
Yeah, but he won't want to throw too much to leave himself, you know, open to a counter off the young Puerto Rican.
Lovely southpaw jab there from Lozano. Just snapped the head back of Vera.
Oh, good shot. Good, nice left hand there. Short left hand through the guard.
Yeah, he's getting his front foot over and his head off that line, so even if someone did come back, he's safe.
This is a good performance, this. Pretty mature performance. He's working his shots, he's getting them off well, but he's not in a rush. He just seems to be getting his punches off and not jumping too far out of range. He's always in range, which is nice. He seems like a seasoned professional.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't look like this is his second fight at all, does he?
No, it doesn't, and like you say, he's had a lot of amateur experience, and he'll have been sparring pros over there from being 14, 15 years of age. He's a quality fighter, you know, and it's showing here tonight.
Will he still learn from a fight like this, even though he's in full control? And what does this do for a fighter?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, I'm just going back to my own personal position when I was in this sort of position in my career. You know, and like you once after the first 30 seconds of the round, you know you're in with a guy that's just nowhere near your level. You can do what you want when you want, so you're not going to learn much in there at all. This is just kind of going to be an exhibition match for him. But by the looks of it, going by these last two rounds, it looks like it's going to be just like an exercise to get that win on his record. But yeah, I don't think he'll learn much unless, you know, Vera comes out here and tucks up and maybe starts putting something together a little bit.
Well, Lozano's debut was in Atlanta in America. That went 6 rounds. So will he have another points victory on his hands? Or can he get his man out of there? But in boxing, anything can happen. He would always have to have his wits about him. They're throwing very, very little. Like you said, Zach, I think he's just conscious of what comes back when he throws his own shots, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's trying to look like he's going to throw, you know, his half, putting the jab out there and changing his guard and looking like he's ready to try and make Lozano not throw as such, but it's just a bit of a front, I think. He just don't want to let his hands go and get caught with something coming back.
He looks like he's ready to punch, but he's very hesitant to let his hands go.
Yeah.
Because Lozano is also very sharp with the counters on his third phase.
Like then
so
he
like
there,
half through it and then through the third phase. So yeah, it's making Vera very cautious here to actually let his hands go.
I think Lozano will probably pick up on that he's just trying to look ready rather than actually going to throw, so he'll probably just start to go on him and go again soon.
Really good work here from Lozano, taking his time, mixing up the tempo, the rhythm, the shot selection, head and body. Solid performance so far. He whips that southpaw jab out as well, doesn't he? It's got some real snap to it.
Yeah, he's got a good punch variety. Of shown some good body shots coming off to the left and firing the left uppercut to the body. Yeah, he's good again there. Made him miss, bang.
I'd like to see him go through the gears a little bit now, though. I mean, he knows he's got Vera hurt and cautious to throw punches, so it would be good to see Lozano now start picking up the pace, which is now, like I've just said, but yes, go through the pace, start going through the gears, let his hands go a little bit, and put him out of there, because he's in no danger here of things coming back. Things are only coming back just to sort of throw a punch out to stop the referee coming in and having a look.
Yeah, definitely. I think if he started putting a couple of phases together or hitting the angles and going again, he'd get him out of there.
Well, last few seconds, comfortably, another Lozano round. He's going to be one of those kids who's going to need to be managed in the right way, isn't he? And I think they've got to be clever with the matchmaking when it comes to him.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously had good amateur pedigree, bad amateur background, so fighting another few guys at this level I think would be a waste of time, you know, in terms of, because it would just be the rounds, it's just like a sparring match. So you want to actually try and get fights where he's maybe going to get the rounds, but he's going to have to work a little bit and going to have to figure things out. But here it kind of just looks like he's having a little bit of target practice and doing what he would do in the gym, so that as developing as a fighter isn't really doing much for him, you know, in terms of that side of it. He needs him a little bit of a fight. It's going to make him think a little bit what he's going to do, and test him through the rounds, you know. So this kind of fight won't really be doing much for his development, apart from, you know, he's in the professional ring and he's getting some rounds in. That's it really. But he's in absolutely full control here.
Well said, that man. Certainly in full control. But you guys wouldn't mind seeing him just go through the gears a little bit. Like you said, he doesn't necessarily seem to be in any danger.
No, you just don't want to start to see Vera settling into the slower pace of the last round and just sort of seeing the fight out. You know, you want him to see him go through the gears and show what he's got. It's a good stage, it's a big stage. Go out there and put the performance in that you know you can. Yeah,
so it's a great opportunity for him to get people talking about his name and talking about who he is. And this is as I say, it's a perfect stage and opportunity to do it. So I would like to see him kind of go through the gears now, because when he does let his hands go, he catches them, like you see, nice and clean. So yeah, I'd like to go through the gears. Go through the gears now.
And Vera having a go back.
Very good defence then as Vera were coming back. He didn't hit him once and he come back with a shot.
He seems to have a little bit more of the bit between his teeth, Lozano, in this round. I don't know, there just seems to be a bit more oomph there with those shots.
He's got to also be careful not to get too carried away, you know, because Vera is coming back with some shots every now and again. So if he does get lazy and does switch off a little bit too much, he will catch him with some of these shots.
Good body shot.
That was nice.
But going back to what you were saying just a moment ago, Josh, about, I guess, kind of catching him with something and maybe even getting him out of there.
Yeah.
These days, more than anything, like, that's super important stuff, because a clip of a 2-0 fighter putting a fighter like Vera on his backside, like, what that can do for your profile.
Gets people talking.
It does, doesn't it?
Gets
And
people
social
talking
media
about
is
the name,
huge for that.
Yeah, so he'll want to go out there and just like go through the gears and get him out of there. He's in absolutely no danger of what's coming back. What is coming back So yeah, go through it and get him out there if you can. I think that would be a good performance. I mean, he knows he's a nice body shot, but he knows he's not in any danger here. So I'm just thinking, right, just go for it now. And that's he seemed to be picking up the pace now and actually digging the shots in. So yeah, hopefully he does get the stoppage. But Sorry, I just about choked to death there.
Just saved his life.
Yeah, Lozano's like, he's coming back. Vera's coming back every now and again. He's keeping tight. He's obviously very experienced. He's keeping tight and trying to come back with shots when he can.
Yeah, we've got 2 rounds to go after this round, but we just don't want Vera to start seeing the finish line a little bit. You know, that might give him a bit of a push. So I think Lozano now early in the next round, just up the pace, you know, let the mans go. But as Josh said, need to be careful of what's coming back.
It's quite mad, the difference, isn't it, from a kind of opening round to where we are. But from one big fight night to another.
I am the avoided fighter in the heavyweight picture, and I back myself against any fighter out there.
I don't need to be perfect for 12 rounds. I just need to be perfect for that one moment.
I believe people avoid fighting me because I'm dangerous, and I have this belief.
There's a lot on the line, there's a lot at stake. And someone's getting knocked out.
So let's get it on.
Knocking on the door for a world title. Incredible stuff. And it just takes one shot.
This is all or nothing.
Well, that one en route, Fabio Wardley, Joseph Parker, the 25th of October. Fabio Wardley just finds something from somewhere, and Parker, well, we know what he's about. What a fight that's going to be. But here we go into the penultimate round of this one, where we've seen Lozano be in full control, and he really had an exciting opening round, but then he just kind of, not necessarily backed off, but the tempo dropped drastically. But he still looked good in the process.
Yeah, he has looked good, and you know, after that first round, a lot of young fighters might have got a little bit overexcited and, you know, probably threw something they shouldn't have and maybe got caught or made a mistake. He's settled down into a nice pace and he's boxing well, but like we've said, I do believe he can go through the gears.
That was nice, that from Lozano, just kind of pivoted to the right and then just wound that lead hook into the body. And there it is again, nice. That straight right hand, straight left hand upstairs.
Yeah, he's taking his time this round here.
Yeah, Vera then, the range is very tight, you know, but Vera's looking like he's going to throw, but I just don't think he is.
God, that lead hook there from Lozano really smashed into the glove of Vera.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he's
nice variation of the combinations. Yeah, the head to the body there, nice long lead right hook. That was nice.
Great accuracy as well. Yeah. He doesn't miss with much, does he?
No, and the shots are full length, you know. His range controls is good. Right at the end of his shots.
Vera looks the most hesitant he has since that opening bell went.
Yeah, Lozano would love him to throw in now and draw something off him, but I just don't think he's going to give him anything.
His eye's closing up a little bit here, his left eye.
You get the feeling that Vera can't wait for that final bell to ring, get himself off to Glasgow airport and back to Mexico.
Yeah, it's a lot warmer there as well.
Tell you what, it is freezing in here, isn't it?
Yeah, my toes are freezing here.
When it's really busy later, it'll warm up nicely. A little bit of a retaliation from Vera, which we I mean, that was the most kind of inactive round for maybe both of them, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, Lozano still did stuff, but not as much as he was.
Yeah, it's because he's so comfortable as well, and he has tried to get him out of there a couple of times, but he's quite tight with his defence, so it's hard to get some of these combination punches through, so it'd be a waste of energy, so he's trying to just sort of get through the rounds, but it would be nice to see him push on and get that stoppage, because then that would put a little bit of a statement out there.
It certainly would, but this is what's coming up on the main broadcast later. I want to pick out one fighter just for now, and we'll talk about the others as the night goes on. But John Joe Carrigan makes his professional debut tonight. I was telling you guys on the way here, I called his last amateur fight when he won the Under-19 World Championships in Colorado last year. He cruised to that gold medal. Serious talent. It'd be interesting to see how he gets on in the pro game, because in ways they're different sports.
Yeah, they're absolutely different sports. You know, for one thing, 6-rounders straight away, so he's going to have to learn to pace himself a little bit and then start sitting down on his shots.
But a sixth and final round of this one. I don't think any of us expected it to get to this, did we?
No, I don't think, not after that first round anyway, but Lozano's cruising here. Maybe he don't want to take any risks now, you know, getting caught, even getting a cut or something like that. He'll want to be back out as soon as possible after this performance.
He's shown a lot of maturity here, actually, not going out and going guns blazing to get him out, because he's had him hurt a couple of times with the body shots and stuff, but he's doing well to stay calm and poised, man. He's shown like he's had some experience here, so yeah, he's shown maturity here as a pro, and just now sitting tight, he knows he's well ahead and just looking for some clean shots rather than try to get the finish there.
Do you think it's a bit tactical as well, that he knows that he can probably get him out of there, but actually quite like to bank the 6 rounds?
I'm not sure. I mean, obviously every individual thinks differently. You know, myself, if I knew I could get him out there, I'd get him out of there. What's the point in being in there for 6 rounds if you can get him out in 2 or 3? But he's maybe just thinking he wants to practice on the craft and things like that. Maybe, I don't know what the coaches are saying, but maybe work on this, work on that shot, enjoy the rounds, get the rounds. I don't know. So, but yeah, it would be nice to see him stick the foot on the gas and get him out of there.
It's a nice lead hook to the body there from Lozano, and Vera just kind of exhaled a big chunk of breath, and that one hurt him.
Yeah, he's up the pace here, Lozano. He stepped on it a little bit, but
good body shot as well.
Yeah, but Vera here, he's closing on that finish line. There's only a minute left in the round, you know. I think there's been an head clash there.
Yeah, it was a clash of heads. Probably not going to help that left eye, which already had some swelling on it.
Getting himself a little breather here, I think.
Yeah, I think it was his right eye, actually. That was a lovely backhand hook there from Lozano.
Yeah, he snuck it round the back of the guard. It was a nice shot.
Yeah, it looks like he's just going to see it with his final 20 seconds.
Assuming he hears that final bell, which
nice shot.
I think he will.
He's done well there, the Mexican, you know.
Very well.
We're back out again next week, this boy.
It's incredible, isn't it? What a job.
No, he's having a go.
Good lad.
The last few seconds. But you know what? That's it's a good win, and it's a win, Josh, that Lozano can look back on and work out what he did well.
Absolutely, you know, it's very, very, very early on in his career. It's the very start, so he done everything well there. He maybe could have put the foot on the gas a little bit here and there, showed little bits of angles and got him out of there, but he was so far ahead, and you don't want to risk getting caught as well, you know, because he was catching all his shots, but he was still in there and still tough and hanging in, so you don't want to risk getting caught with one of them big looping left hands or one hand's over the top when it's your sort of chance to shine. So yeah, I think that's a great display from him there. Showed a lot of maturity.
Yeah, maturity's a good word to sum up that performance. He could have got carried away and just really gone for it, but he didn't. And surely he'll cruise to 2-0. Thomas Treiber is here to tell us right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Kevin McIntyre, scores the contest 60-54 for your winner, Nathaniel Chinito Lozano.
Well, that went exactly the way that we expected it to go. And I guess a couple of months and Lozano will be back out again, and hopefully we'll see him over here.
Yeah, it was a good performance, and as we said before, the experience from the fight, he cruised the fight, you know, he was fully in control, but his experience fighting in the UK for the first time, he's had another fight week, he's had another weigh-in, a presser, you know, it's all experience like that, and just fight night as well.
Good experience. Well, the show goes on, and we're ready for our next bout of the evening.
Let's continue, and first welcome to the ring, Alexei Leon.
Alexei Leon from Zampango in Mexico. He is as tough as they come. He's been battling it out on that tough small hall Mexican scene for the past 17 fights. He's a pretty new face over here in the away corner, as an away corner fighter, and he walks to the ring with a bit of a smug smile on his face. Like he's keen.
Yeah, he's got to be a tough man to wear. The duds that he had on yesterday at the weigh-in day was great. Looked like my dad's, but no, he's here tonight and he's going to do his job.
Yeah, they were smashing to pants as well.
True White Sugar Limond.
And en route to the ring is Glasgow's very own Drew Limond, the son of the late and great Willie Limond. Just 19 years old and progressed nicely so far. He was impressive on the undercard of the last big show Queensberry put on in Scotland. And tonight he looks to move to 5-0.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 4 rounds in the super welterweight division. Brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, Global Next Trade, 32 Red, and Unibet. When the bell rings, our referee in charge and scoring the contest will be Kenny Pringle. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing white trunks and weighed in officially at 149.1 pounds. Coming to us from Zumpango, Mexico, he is a veteran of 18 professional bouts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Alexei Leon. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing Blackwood silver and weighed in officially at 151.1 pounds. Hailing from right here, Glasgow, Scotland, he is undefeated with 4 wins. One of those 4 wins comes by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing True White Sugar Limond.
Okay, first thing, shots are high here, so shot there's that good. After that, listen to me all times, defend yourself all times. Touch gloves.
Well, here we go, another step in the journey for Drew Limond, who was impressive on his last performance when we saw him in Scotland. Let's see how impressive he can be tonight. He's straight out on that front foot, boxing in those black and white shorts with the blue gloves. And Alexei Leon in the white shorts from Mexico.
Yeah, Drew, the first one of 3 tonight for Joe Am and the team, and he come down to Manchester the other week doing a couple of rounds, and I got drafted in with a big fella for a couple, and yeah, he's a good boxer, he's tidy, he's sharp.
Nice lead hook to the body there, and then whipped it in and kind of turned it over to the head from Limond. Good work.
No, good shot.
Lovely
Nice shot. Really nice shot, that.
Broken 1-2.
It's a nice opening minute from Limond here. You know, he's holding the centre of the ring well. He's moving his head. He's varying up the power in his punches. You know, he's starting from out the range, but he's using his leverage and the length of his arms rather than jumping in. And he's got good head movement and stuff as well, little feints and showing different angles. So that's a good little start from him here.
Yeah, good judge of range then as well with a little lean back. Switched on, his jab's good as well. There's no tell on it.
Leon looks a little nervous to me. Like he's not quite sure.
I don't think he knows what he wants to do with himself, does he?
That's it. I was trying to find the right words for him, but he hasn't quite worked out what he wants to do, does he?
Yeah, it's either that or he's sitting having a look to see what Drew's got, and it's just to see what his best power punches and that are like. You don't know how much of experience he's got, so he's maybe just having a look here, but. Yeah. He also looks like he's been caught out a little bit, so
yeah, it looks like
it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, like he just landed on planet Earth, isn't it?
When the opening minute, Limond threw a jab and landed it, a straight backhand and landed it, an uppercut, a hook, and pretty much every shot in the boxing encyclopedia.
Yeah, near enough everything he's thrown so far has landed at some point, so it's a lovely open round from him here. Nice little feints before he goes there, through that jab. That was a nice little subtle move there.
Yeah, and I don't think he's been hit with anything back here this round. He's very tidy boxing, very good opening round from Drew.
Alexei Leon was over in Blackpool a few weeks ago fighting a very talented fighter called Jake Abril, and went the distance with him. So we know that he can do the rounds and he's durable, but he's going to have to show a little bit more, I think, isn't he, the Mexican?
Yeah, because I believe Drew can up the pace and up the tempo. You know, I think he can go through the gears a little bit more. But now that's a good first round. I believe Joe will be happy with that in the corner. And yeah, he looked comfortable there, Drew. Brilliant first round for him.
Josh, if you were in the corner, what would your advice be to young Drew Limond?
Just keep doing what you're doing, because that was a great round. He never really put a foot wrong. You know, a couple of times maybe leading in with his right hand in front of the jab. He'll maybe use the jab a little bit more to set that right hand up for the distance control. But apart from that, it was pretty much a faultless round, really. You know, he closed the gap down well. We varied up his speed and the power of the shots. So, yeah, good head movement and stuff as well. So, yeah, that was a great round for him.
Good. Well, plenty more of the same from Limond as he comes out and starts this exactly the same way as he started the opening round, on that front foot, changing the levels, changing his height.
Yeah, he's throwing off the head movement and well, which is good. He slips on the inside, come up with a jab. You know, he's changing levels, like you say. There you go with a screw shot that time. Head and body also.
Nice.
Got fast hands, Drew. That jab's very sharp as well, yeah. Good shot.
Leon slightly taller. He's got that reach advantage, but Drew's doing a good job of getting under those straight shots when they come in, isn't he?
Yeah, he's using his head movement well and his little sort of steps with his front foot to change the angles for the slips and then throw off it. So he's doing all the right things here. It's a good start from him to the round. And he's varying up his power as well, which is good. He's not just going in and every shot's not full on power. You know, he's changing. Some of them hitting with speed, some of them are hitting with a little bit snap, some of them are little slaps, but
yeah,
they're changing the angles and making them think. So yeah, and he's doing it well with the head movement and then punching. So yeah, that's good.
Yeah, he rolled in off that left hook and that was a good shot. Leon's having like a little lean back as well, making it a little bit awkward for Drew, but no, he's still having success.
Nice left hook over the top there, just above our commentary position from Drew Limond. Good head movement as well, good body movement. Constantly doing something at all times. That was a nice right hand as well.
And I like the way he got that off as well. He never just threw the right hand, he kind of dipped to change the angle and then threw it. You know, he made the Mexican think where he was going with the little head movement, and then bang, right hand straight down the pipe. That was nice.
Yeah, as Josh said, he slipped him through the backhand, but he didn't need the shot off Leon to throw that shot. You know, he done it himself and probably froze him.
Limond uses his jab well to get other shots off, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
A few times he's done it, and it's worked perfectly. Just kind of feinted with that jab, and then something comes off at the back of it.
Yeah, Leon's just circling to his left a little bit. I'd like to see Drew just step over to the right, you know, and start getting some more shots off with that right hand of his own.
Well, a solid round again for Drew Limond, who hasn't really put a foot wrong, to be honest.
No, it's been another good round. Another good round from Drew there.
And he's so young as well. You know, like, he's got such a long career ahead of him. Like, you know, Josh, you've retired now.
Yeah.
So, what do you say to young fighters like him? You know, if you could go back and see yourself at that age, what would you tell him?
Just keep doing what he's doing. Keep living the life. Keep, you know, just improving on your craft. Don't listen to everything else. Don't listen to the noises coming round about you. Don't listen to the hype. Just concentrate on the camp. Concentrate on the gym and working on what you do best and getting better as a fighter. That's it, really. You do that, and then there's no reason why you can't fail at anything if you're just working on yourself and dedicating yourself to the craft. If you don't dedicate yourself, you're not going to get yourself anywhere.
That's it. I mean, I've heard in boxing so many times a coach is saying, if you lose, but you've done everything you possibly could have in the build-up, you couldn't have done no more. So no, you can't be upset with yourself. Yeah. No one's going to be upset with you, and that's it, isn't it? That's the moral of it.
If God forbid something goes wrong at the start of your career, you don't get a result, or you get hit with a fluke shot and something goes wrong. But if you've done everything right, you can still keep continuing, and you live the life of a champion. You know, you got to live it, breathe, and sleep it. You know, as any fighter, but especially as a young comer, up and comer through the ranks.
Good pressure here from Limond.
Yeah, he's doing good now. He's doing the little feints off that front foot and feinting the jab, and then tried that slip right hand. That was a nice little attempt there. So he's doing little more things like that, setting little traps for this guy to throw, for Leon to throw, and he's setting them up with the counters, which is nice.
And you can see that he's working that kind of feint off that jab well, because Leon keeps going to catch a shot which isn't there, which is what Drew Limond is trying to get him to do a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and if he carries on catching, you know, in front of his face, he'll be able to loop that left up round the back of that guard, and Leon's throwing a bit of a lazy jab every now and again, so Drew will look for the slip backhand, and he threw it then on its own. Which he's trying to do. Yeah, which is a good shot.
On cue.
And I think, if I'm doing that, I think that is one of the correct shots to throw here, but maybe set up with a little jab, or a fast, light jab, and then that'll set up a counter jab, and then he can slip and throw it with the right hand, and that would set that up perfectly.
Nice little uppercut there. Yeah, good shot. Nice. Yeah, he switched on here, Drew. He's aware of what's coming and, you know, of what he's going to throw back. It's good work.
Oh, nice shot.
Nice left hook there. And there it is again. He's definitely hurt Leon a little bit there.
Yeah. He done the slip backhand then and put a left hook on it. It was a lovely little combination.
That would have worked there, that slip right hand.
Lovely stab to the
good jab
body
to the body.
there.
Yeah, that was nice. That was lovely.
Very effective shot, that. You can hear the corner there asking him to go again. You know, they want the second phase on that, and if he can get it, that'll work.
Good work with the feet of Limond there. Just kind of got himself out of range. The shot missed from Leon, and then he was straight back in there on him.
Yeah, he's got good feet and reactions. He's not letting Leon get anything back. You know, he's getting his work off and getting out of there, which is good. It's clever.
Well, this venue will be a very important venue for Drew Limond, but this is still to come. Plenty of really good quality fighters on the way. Reece Lynch, the Commonwealth gold medalist, will be up next. I know that he's feeling confident and ready to go. Another fighter with a standout amateur pedigree, and his debut was really, really explosive. Fantastic stuff from him. Alex Arthur Jr., of course, the son of Alex Arthur Sr., who's a great fighter himself. And then Marcus Sutherland versus Agius, which will be the last fight on the prelims before we go over to the main broadcast on DAZN, where the action continues. Some good fights to come.
There is some fantastic fights to come, you know. What a night of boxing it's going to be. I believe it's going to be sold out in here later on. It's going to be some noise.
It will.
Yeah,
it's a great
little arena. It's a great little arena. It's not too big. And
lovely left hook there from Drew Limond. And Leon just kind of squared his feet up and got caught with a left hook there. And he's trying to tell the referee that he's alright, but the ref wants to see him walk in a steady fashion, and Limond needs to just jump on him now and really go for it, and he could get his man out of it.
Yeah, don't want to let him get the grab there. Come on, Drew.
He should get back in that, setting it up. You know, he's trying with that. He's trying to get that slip right hand again, but maybe set it up with the jab. A little bit more patient. Set up with the jab and then set it up. He's going to throw it, try and throw something back, and then it sets that right hand up again.
The Mexican just trying to grab hold of him, isn't he?
Yeah, he's trying to get that grab, you know, stop the work from coming from Drew. But lovely
lovely
shot
left
again.
hook again. It's a beautiful shot which he throws.
Yeah. He's able to get it just round the back of that guard every time. There we go again, good shot.
I tell you what, it's still a long way to go, and if he can keep this pace up, he might have some success here with getting his man out of there.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
Rushing his work a little bit here. He's trying to close the distance in too quick. Getting a little bit too excited, but he's getting good shots off here. He needs to just calm down, slow, don't rush in a little bit as much.
Yeah, as Josh said then, just needs to take his... Oh, the ref.
There we go, nice.
The ref has seen enough, and Drew Limond is the second person to have got that Mexican out of there, which is very good going. And the reason I was saying that this is a special venue, because this is the very venue that his dad won the British title in, so a big night for him.
Yeah.
Great performance, really, really impressive.
Yeah, that was a good performance from there. He's standing over the top of us here. What do you think about that? Well done, well done. Yeah, that was a great performance from Drew there. This is what we're saying, he needs to settle down a little bit. We caught him off with that right hand. But yeah, good performance from him there. Good performance.
Indeed, impressive stuff. And if you've ever spent any time with him or just had a chat with him, his personality is just the way that he fights. He's high energy. He's kind of like, he's got a bit about him at all times, isn't he? great character. But here's Thomas Driver with the official time.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 1 minute 43 seconds of round number 4. Our referee in charge, Kenny Pringle, stops the contest. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout. And still undefeated, True White Sugar Limond.
Well, Drew Limond stops his man. Is the second person to only have done that. Solid performance, showed loads of variety there. Shot selection, head movement, defensive work. He's got a lot going on, Zach.
Yeah, he hasn't. He'll be over the moon with that there. He's got 2 of his stable mates fighting as well tonight. He's gone in there, done his job. Now he can sit back and enjoy his night. He's done his bit, not took no punishment, and he'll want to get back out again very soon.
Yeah. You guys know exactly how he's feeling. You know, he's just stopped his man. Great performance. But I've just been told we're ready for our next fight already, so off we go. Over to Thomas Driver.
Now welcome to the ring, Kerim Laskowski.
Jacob Laskowski on his way to the centre of the Braehead Arena here in Glasgow. He's 30 years old, from Poland, and is a seasoned traveller of the fight game. And he stood toe-to-toe with some very, very tough opponents and refused to fold over and over again. He stopped a few along the way, and more often than not, he's one of those fighters who's standing there and smiling at you when that final bell rings. So he should be a good test for a very talented fighter who's about to be announced.
And now let's welcome to the ring, Reese Lynch.
And here comes the exceptionally talented Commonwealth gold medalist and thoroughly likeable Reese Lynch. He made his pro debut early this year, where he planted a beautiful liver shot to his opponent, and he went down like a sack of spuds. He's quick, he's spiteful, and he's got bags of experience from the amateurs. And I've got a feeling he's going to be an enjoyable one to watch on, hopefully, a long and exciting journey. Just lapping it up there. And rightly so. Special moment walk into the ring.
Yeah, don't blame him. You've got to enjoy every second you have in your career, and that's what he's doing. It's going to be a special night for him here. Hopefully he can put on a special performance.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 6 rounds in the super lightweight division. Brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, Redox Season, That Prize Guy, Global Next Trade, 32 Red, and Beauty Bet. When the bell rings, our referee in charge and scoring this contest will be Kevin McIntyre. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing white with red and weighing officially at 141.1 pounds. Coming to us from Silesia, Poland, he is a veteran of 44 professional bouts. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jacob Laskowski. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, he comes to the ring wearing gray trunks and weighing in officially at 141.3 pounds. Hailing from Fold House, Scotland, he had a stellar amateur career, and now as a professional is undefeated with one victory. That one victory comes by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Lynch.
Well, here we go, fight number 2 for the Commonwealth gold medalist from Scotland, Rhys Lynch, who boxes out of that southpaw stance with those grey and purple shorts against Poland's Jacob Laskowski. And Lynch looking nice and relaxed as he just kind of tries to hold the centre of that ring, circling around. And last time out in his debut, a beautiful body shot, dropped his opponent, and it was the dream start to his pro career. And he's going to be a good one to watch, Josh.
Yeah, definitely. I've done a bit around sparring with him before my last fight and stuff, as he was turning pro, just to help him show the ropes. What's the differences between the pro and the amateurs? Just little nuances, like working inside like that there. The little bits of the dirty little moves that you can use, can get away with in the pro game that you can't in the amateur game. Amateur game is like very clean-cut boxing. There's no contact allowed really in the amateur game, but in pros you can get away with using, like, say, your shoulder and stepping on feet and to move and get out of the way and stuff, and little tricks to pin your opponent against the ropes with using your weight and stuff like that. So yeah, but he's learning quick, he's developing nice, and I think he's going to go far in the game.
Yeah, I caught up with him on the lead up to his debut actually, and he said about the rounds that he'd done with you and how much he'd learned. It'd be good to see how he puts some of that stuff into practice. But he looks confident, Zach, doesn't he?
Yeah, you can see he's very well schooled, he's calm and composed. His quality, the shots are sharp, the footwork's good, his range. You can see he's a very well schooled fighter, and you've got to be to do what he's done at the Commonwealth Games, he's got a gold medal, and no, we don't get them by a given, you've got to go there and you've got to earn that.
Good body shots there.
Really good work to the body there from Rhys Lynch, who's just starting to up the tempo and put his foot on the gas a bit here. And he smells blood and he could get his man out of it. But Jacob Laskowski just trying to kind of get in and neutralise that attack from Lynch.
Yeah, he's just trying to smother the work of Lynch there, but he's got good feet and a boxing brain, he's got himself room. But Laskowski's a very tough man. I've seen him on the circuit a couple of times now and he don't get stopped much.
Oh, he's gone the distance with the likes of Thomas Vera, Stephen Cairns, Huey Malone and plenty of others. He knows how to get the rounds in and how to get himself through each round.
And it's opponents like this at this stage of your career that you want. Someone that's going to not lay over and is going to come and give their good shot, test you a little bit here and there, and make you think of what you're doing, and throw good shots back as well. So yeah, it's definitely a good test for him. Little things like that there, he jumped in and the opponent threw the big right hand over the top.
Good round there for Rhys Lynch. He's trained by his brother Peter, who also looks after the likes of Marcus Sutherland and Big Davey Jameson, who was on the undercard of your last fight, Josh. So he's in a good gym. He's got a good relationship with his coach, obviously with it being his brother. And it's going to be interesting just to see how that journey goes. He actually tried his hand in football, but he said he was awful. So boxing was the sport for him. You can't beat a bit of honesty, Zach. I know you're an honest man.
No, you can't beat a bit of honesty there, but I think football might have been the easier option, but if you're no good at it, then you just stick to the boxing, don't you, and you'll see how you go in there. But no, that was a cracking opening round there, and like you say, he's in a gym, the gym's booming, there's a couple of lads on the card tonight, and yeah, he's going to want to impress, not for himself, but for a bit of banter in the gym with the lads. You can't beat it, me and the finest boys, we're always at it ourselves, but no, good first round for Rhys there.
There's a bit of a football theme tonight. Glackin, who fights later on the main card, he was a promising left back, and I'm sure there's another footballer on this card. Didn't you do a bit of football, Zach?
No, I was more of a cross-country man and athletics man
Of
myself.
course you were.
That's it.
Of course you were. Laskowski throws that right hand over the top, but just misses Lynch. Nice work with the feet there from Lynch, and then just follows it up with a body shot.
Yeah, he's not just letting him miss and not reacting to it. He's getting something off that, which is good.
Yeah, he seems to have settled down, especially since the last time, as I spoke about, we were doing a little bit of sparring together. He's kind of let go of that amateur style now. We're moving around the ring and every shot's quick and fast. He looks like he's settled down a little bit more. He's holding his feet. He's varying up his power of the shots and stuff as well. So, yeah, he's developed a lot since the last time I saw him, which is good. Good signs.
Good hand speed as well, Lynch. Puts the shots together nicely. And cutting that ring off well as well.
Yeah, he is, and like we said before with the Puerto Rican lad, you can see the amateur pedigree. He's aware of what's coming back.
Nice shot there off that slip as well.
He's really working that body, is Lynch. You think he's trying to slow his man down? Get him to hold his feet?
I think he's just throwing shots where he sees the little openings, you know, because he's quite awkward. This opponent he's quite awkward to try and land good clean shots on. He looks like he's quite got wide open, but he's kind of covering all bases with his guard, so it's quite an awkward stance. But they're saying that he's just landed a straight left hand. Nice.
Yeah, I think Reese is just reacting to what's there, which is good. It's showing that he's switched on, I suppose. Yeah, he's awkward, this opponent. He's sort of like switching between southpaw and orthodox, but like, I don't know, he's sort of like disguising it in a way. You don't really know he's done it.
Laskowski, he kind of soaks up the shots, makes it difficult, switches the stance like you have observed.
Yeah.
And then he comes with his own little mini attack and then goes back to doing that again, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's an awkward fella, and I suppose you've just got to react to what he's doing at that time, yeah. He don't mind winging a couple over the top either, so Reese has got to stay switched on.
Got to stay switched on here.
Well, another Scottish boxer in the ring tonight, and there's obviously plenty more to come. Josh, obviously a question for you, but it's in a great place, isn't it? The boxing in Scotland, really good place.
Yeah, boxing's in a great space recently. You know, there's a lot of talent coming through, and having been up here this weekend, it's great that for once the Scottish lads are getting first dibs on the show, you know, because we don't get off an awful lot up here. You know, every other show is down in England or in Wales, and it's 9 times out of 10 it's down there. No, we only get the shows up here when there's someone like Nathaniel or myself or someone that's fighting for titles, that the shows come up here. So that's when the lads up here and girls come up here, and that's when they can get the chance to showcase their skills, which is great. So it's great that Nathaniel's doing that now and leading the way for the Scottish talent to come through, so it gives them the chance to showcase on stages like this.
Absolutely. I know Frank Boren and the whole Queensberry team are keen to keep boxing or putting on events in Scotland. The fighters are definitely there, the crowds are there, it's always a great atmosphere, so long may it continue.
Oh, good shot.
There's a nice shot to the body there, and you just heard a grunt from Laskowski. Yeah. That one hurt him a touch.
He squared up from orthodox to southpaw, and he got him on the in-between, which was a lovely shot.
Which goes back to what you guys are just saying, is he's throwing what he can see, isn't he? He's where those gaps are.
Yeah, he's aware, he's reacting in it to what he can get, and with an opponent like this, I think you've just got to take what you can when you can. He's awkward, he's tricky, so if the shot's there...
Yeah, he's a very awkward opponent. He knows his way around the ring. He knows how to cover up and how to spoil and how to hold, like what he's doing here, and make it awkward for Reese here to get his clean work off. But Reese is doing a good job here. He keeping calm and not getting annoyed and just working when he can get the chance to, when he gets a little bit of space. So yeah, he's doing a good job here.
He's keeping his distance as well, which is enabling him to get his shots off. And like you said before, Josh, you know, the tricks of the pro trade, using your forearm a little bit and bumping him off, he's keeping him off a little bit and been able to get a little bit of room for the shot, which is good.
How do you prepare for a fighter like Jacob Laskowski? It's not easy, is it? Because the people you're in the boxing gym with, you know, are tidy boxers who've been taught in a particular way, aren't they? How do you prepare for a man like that, or can't you?
Well, I'm not sure how long he's known he's going to be boxing, this guy. So again, it's maybe down to race to then maybe go to other gyms, go down to south, and just try and just box anyone that's around his weight, and you'll find different kinds of styles and ways of fighting coming at you. So it's down to kind of you just to walk and travel around the country and find different styles of sparring and just get any you can, really, anyone that's round about your size and weight roughly, and just spar with anyone, and you see all these different styles and you end up developing then.
Yeah, I heard you say something of a similar fashion to Nathaniel Collins about kind of getting out there and travelling and the good it does you.
Yeah, and the reason I'm saying that is just through my own experience. You know, I was in Scotland a lot of the time, but when I turned pro, I decided to get out of Scotland and move down to London and go to America and do this for sparring and go over different places to sparring. But in London alone, the numbers are so vast that the boxers are there, they come to the gym, and you're boxing and sparring with guys that you've never seen before, and you get that, because the numbers are so many, you see so many different types of styles of boxing, so it helps you develop your array of ranges and styles that you see.
Yeah, it's good advice, very good advice. I'm going to make you coach Zach. What are you saying to Reece Lynch in that corner?
I'd just like to see more of the same. You know, he's boxing well, he's reacting to what he's seen, as we said, but yeah, the opponent here is awkward, you know, he's not showing too many openings, but the body shot seems to be the telling shot in the fight. You know, he's finding the gaps and he's landing them clean, and yeah, just say throw a couple more body shots, get them going down, work a little bit more off the jab maybe as well, see what you get off that.
Laskowski's very good at kind of just tying you up and stopping you from working.
Yeah.
How do you stop him from doing that?
It's quite hard to sort of say, because it's just not rush his work. He seems to be rushing a little bit when he gets in close. He's quick to get these little shots off. Maybe just slow it down a little bit more, and put more meaty punches in and see the shots over the top, feint it one way and go the other way, but slow it down a little bit and vary the power up.
Well, let's see if he can put some of that into action. Nice little movements on that back foot from Lynch as he just keeps busy with that right hand of his. And he caught him with a lead hook as Laskowski made his way in.
Yeah, just the half a step back caught him off there and enabled him to get that shot off. Yeah, the little steps back are good to keep in that range.
Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing good with that front foot.
Yeah,
and step in, keeping that little step in. That's good work.
Laskowski trying to get his left foot on the outside of that southpaw stance, but
yeah,
Lynch is having none of it.
Lynch has got very good footwork, you know, he's a good judgment of range as well.
He's got good hand defences here as well, Reece Lynch. You know, he's keeping his hands tight, but he's also tucking his elbows in and moving his elbows down to block the body shots, and doing little sort of smothering movements as well, so that his opponent can't get his punches off when they're close. So yeah, I've seen improvements here from the last time I've seen Reece Lynch, which is good. He's developing into a little professional now. You know, he's settled down from that amateur movement, moving around all the time. He's settled down. He's holding his feet. He's a little bit more solid in his stance and stuff. So yeah, I've seen big improvements for the last time I saw him.
You can see Lynch just trying to get Laskowski off there. That's a bit of a trick in his own, isn't
Pulled
it?
in using the shoulder to try and shove him off, which is good, yeah.
Was that one you taught him?
I don't know. I'm not taking any credit for it. That's for sure.
I would. I'd have it all.
He's working well and he's developed well. So that's full credit to him and his team. No, good little shot there off the slip.
Yeah, Laskowski's trying to make it a little bit scruffy now, you know, he's leaning in. Trying to get a grab here and there, working a shot.
What I like about the way that Lynch does some of those things, just the way that kind of he changed the angle then before he threw the body shot. He makes it look easy, and it's not easy, is it?
Nice. No, it's not, it's hard, especially, you know, when you're under pressure under the big bright lights, but no, he's moved, lovely shot there, he's moving off to the angle. If he can get that shot off, that'd be great. He's enjoying himself.
He is, absolutely enjoying himself.
Turn the head then away from the shot, it's good work.
Another good round, but a very good main event later on when this man's in action.
I was like, what's going to happen to my boxing? Like, what's going to happen? He's like, I don't care about your boxing. You shouldn't care about your boxing either now. Like, your bowel's going to explode.
You cannot convince somebody their life's worth living if they don't believe it.
It was just a lot of emotion for me because from possibly never boxing that style of one, it's just undeniable. Like, I've got this thing where I won't be denied, so it's like...
You did call out Nick Ball after that last fight.
I just think I would be able to box him and also keep the pace. Behind the grind. Start grind.
Well, Nathaniel Collins is the headliner tonight. What a moment for him. A former opponent of yours, Zach, and you've been doing a bit of sparring with him as well.
Yeah, we have with him. After we've boxed, we've sparred on numerous occasions. You know, we come down for the Lee McGregor fight, done a bit of sparring for that, done a bit of sparring in the past couple of weeks in preparation for this one. And yeah, he's looking sharp, he's looking well in the gym. He looked excellent on the scales, and I think he'll go in there and do a good job tonight.
And let's hope he does. Jacob Laskowski just came out and had that quick realisation, which he didn't have his mouth guard in. And the action continues. Lynch making Laskowski miss just by the tiniest of margins, isn't he? Almost every time.
Yeah, it's very clever. It's showing that he's very switched on as well. Them little steps back with the footwork, it's good. He's making him able to throw because he thinks he's in range, but he's not. He's just took a little half a step out, which is good.
But I feel like the fight's switched a little bit. For me, Reece Lynch is, you know, comfortably winning this. But before, it was Lynch on the kind of front foot, chasing Laskowski around the ring. But now I've seen a bit more. Look, Laskowski's on his way to him, isn't he? He's trying to kind of make those attacks.
Yeah, he's just settling in now. He's not looking to go. It looked like he was maybe going to try and push the stoppage the first couple of rounds.
Yeah.
So he's kind of settled in now. He's settled his feet, and now he's into his groove and boxing. He's doing his thing, boxing his game. He's not trying to rush and get that excitable first couple of round wins. That was good head movement there. He was holding his feet, moving and changing the shape and the angles. That was nice.
Yeah, he's come here. He's throwing back low. This Laskowski, you know, he's trying to push the fight himself, but Reece is he's comfortable. You know, he can see the shots coming. He knows what he wants to do, and you don't know what the corner's telling him. He's probably working on the stuff what they've worked on in the gym and putting it into practice on fight night, which is what you should be doing at this stage in your career.
We were speaking earlier on when the Puerto Rican fighter was in action, and I asked the question about kind of, you know, what do you learn against a Mexican fighter like Vera? And Josh, you said, you know, you won't learn bundles, but in this case, Reece Lynch should be learning loads from a fight like this because he's such a difficult customer, isn't he?
Absolutely, it's difficult, and he's changing his stance, and then he's throwing ones over the top when you don't expect it. He's looking at the floor and he's winging them over the top, and Reece is having to be switched on and be kept so he doesn't get caught with them shots over the top, because they're dangerous shots to get caught with. So although he's so much better than his opponent, but the opponent has been kind of crude and crude on the inside and just throwing ungamely shots. So he'll be learning a lot here. You know, he's already sort of started varying up the power and speed of his shots, which is good, so to save some of his energy and settle in down before he starts making more meaningful punches.
Well, another very good round for Reece Lynch, and high praise from Josh Taylor and Zach Miller. Zach, earlier on we were speaking about Reece Lynch being trained by his brother and having a great gym. I know you love the gym that you train in, and kind of, I guess the question is how important is that?
I think it's massively important, you know. As they say, an happy fighter is a dangerous fighter, that's what they say, and it is, you know, if you're happy in the gym, you're happy with your coach and the boys in the gym, and you're having a laugh, but you're getting the hard work done, and I think it makes it that little bit easy, you know. You're in camp, sometimes you're in camp together, but if you're not in camp, the lads are in the gym, they're still pushing you through it, and as you said with Reece, lads are on the show with him, they've gone through camp together, and they're here tonight to perform together, which is great. And like I say, I couldn't imagine being in a gym without the boys that I'm with now, you know, Jack Rafferty, Liam Taylor, Tom Rafferty. It's great, and the atmosphere helps you through the camps.
It's important stuff, and plenty more to come, as you would have just seen on your screens. I'm also really looking forward to seeing the Hutch train back in action. I saw him in the Fight Hotel earlier on, Woody Hutchinson. He is a character and a half, isn't he? What a great bloke.
Yeah, he's a great character. He's funny, man. He comes out with some crackers. Comes out with some great lines. He's a funny guy, that's for sure.
No, he is, and that's a fantastic fight later on in the card, you know, with him and Mark Jeffers.
It is. It's kind of gone under the radar a little bit. It has,
massively, yeah.
Fair play to Jeffers as well, you know, coming up a weight division, didn't have a great performance the last time out, and that's a tough fight. I think that'll be a really, really solid one. But here we are in the sixth round of this one, the final round. Reece Lynch not necessarily put a foot wrong, and a tricky customer if you've just switched on, but he's done plenty well. He said he wanted to impress tonight. He said he wanted to make a statement. He certainly made a statement in his professional debut, and there won't be anyone who's shaking their head because he didn't get Jacob Laskowski out of there if he doesn't, because he's done plenty right.
Yeah, he has. He's shown his skills, but he should just slow them shots down a little bit.
He's rushing his work there a little bit there. He had them pinned on the ropes, and he rushed his work and got a little bit too close. He's got them big long levers. Maybe use a little bit of mid-range stuff and then whipping the body shots or whip the hooks round the side at the mid-range, where he will still have that leverage on his shots because he's so long as well. So yeah, he's just rushing a little bit there at times, but it has been a good performance for him, and he'll be happy with this performance for sure.
Yeah, definitely. He's not took much punishment either. He's got the 6th round under his belt, and he's done it at a good pace. You know, the opponent's pushed him back at times. He's tried different things, and lovely body shot underneath. He's boxed well tonight.
And Lynch has maintained a tempo for every single one of these rounds, and he's always worked. He's continued to work, even when Laskowski's just tried to wrap him up. He's just tried to get him off of there so he can get his hands going again, and that's important, not just for him, the scoring referee, but it'll make him an exciting fighter, because he certainly ain't going to be one of those ones who wants to just kind of settle through each round, is he? He's going to be one of those ones who wants to let his hands go and put on a show.
Yeah, well, he's trying it here tonight, which has been good.
Yeah, a couple of nice angles there. It looked good, and he made it look easy.
Lazowski's done a great job here, just wrestling with him, isn't he?
Get it, he said.
And it's hard to look good against people like that, but they're just coming to try and kind of half survive and spoil and just get through the fight. You know, like, they know he's not going to win it, but he doesn't want to get stopped, so he's looking just to survive and spoil and hold and sort of be awkward, and that's what he did. And it's hard to look good against someone that's just in there trying to do that. So he's done a good job there, and he was very patient there too.
He did, and if that's the first time you've seen Jacob Laskowski, Zach said it on this ring walk, that you've seen him a few times in that away corner, and he's a seriously tricky and tough customer. So looking good against him, and there were plenty of moments where Reece Lynch looked good in that. He needs a lot of credit for it. But Thomas Tribo is posed and ready with the scorecard in his hand, so we'll head over to him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Kevin McIntyre, scores the contest 60-54 for your winner, Reese Lynch.
But a very well done to Reese Lynch, the Commonwealth gold medalist, who moves to 2-0. He couldn't quite get his man out of there, but it was a good performance, plenty which he and his team can go back and look on and learn from, that's for sure. And there's some happy and some smiley faces in that corner, which is always good to see. And yet another very, very good and talented Scottish boxer for us to watch and keep an eye on his journey. And it's really starting to fill up in here now. It's going to be noisy later when Nathaniel Collins comes out. Oh, it's going to be rocking.
Yeah, it's going to be some atmosphere, especially for playing music like this up here. They love that kind of music up here.
Have you boxed here before, Josh?
Yeah, I boxed here, I think it was 2017 against O'Hara Davis. Yeah, this is where I boxed here. Yeah, Braehead Arena, yeah.
What a night that was for you.
It was a great, lovely night for me, yeah.
Especially with the build-up on that one.
Yeah, the build-up, the bad blood, which it was, you know, we both didn't really like each other. We like each other now, we get along. I wouldn't say we're friends, but we get along. So, yeah, it was a great... So that was my sort of breakout fight for me, that. So that was the kind of start of me on the roll. I was going under the radar, and then after that fight, I was on everybody's mind then. So, yeah, that was a great breakout fight for me.
You had some really, really great fights, and we're very lucky to have watched your career. That's for sure. And Zach, you've just come off a fantastic win in Altrincham just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was a rough old fight, wasn't it? Against Woodstock.
It was, and it was in another cold arena like this, another ice rink, but no, it soon got warmed up in there with Mr. Woodstock. It was a good fight, you know, the build up to it was great, everything was good, and yeah, we got in there and we done the job, and job done. On to the next, I suppose.
And what is the next?
I'm not too sure yet. I'll definitely out before the end of the year, but we'll see what it is. I don't know, hopefully it's something big.
Well, Josh just mentioned Bad Blood with O'Hara Davies. Now, Bad Blood, there's another one with a bit of story unfolding, is Louis Edmondson and Ezra Taylor. So those two are going to fight very soon, and they do not like each other one bit, do they?
No.
Have you been following that story?
I seen the Locked In. I watched the episode of that, and Dev was talking about it yesterday, and Josh and Louis calling him a sausage and whatever else going on. But no, yeah, there's a bit of blood there, and it's a good fight because they're both good fighters, and you know, with a bit of blood between them, it's going to be an exciting fight.
Yeah.
What starts that? Like, you know, Josh, you had that with O'Hara Davies, with Jack Catcher. What is it which causes that to happen?
I don't know. I mean, just turns to me, my mentality, I was just always ready to fight with people, you know, I was always ready to go, and that's why I ended up getting called Hank at the time, you know, but it just kind of depends on how they interact with you on these little press conferences and stuff like that. You know, I was always generally just kind of friendly and like respectful, but when someone presses your buttons just the wrong way, it makes that little bit more spite. It comes that spite knob up a bit, you know. So yeah, it's good. That's one of the things I'm missing, you know.
Yeah, I bet you. Right, well, we're over to Thomas Schreiber. Well, here comes a man who's been on a bit of a tour in the away corner since turning over as a pro. From Canada to Germany to Finland to here in Scotland. He's only 4 fights in. He's not been stopped yet. We'll find out a lot more about him when that opening bell goes. Well, another big moment and a big night in the story of Alex Arthur Jr. Back out for his second professional fight and in his home country once again of Scotland. He impressed in his debut against one of the toughest away corner fighters on the circuit, a man who goes by the name of Robbie Chapman. He will naturally be compared to his dad, but he is well and truly on his own path.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 4 rounds in the light heavyweight division. Brought to you by Frank Ward for Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, Riyadh Season, That Prize Guy, Global Next Trade, 32 Red, and Beauty Pet. When the bell rings, our referee in charge and scoring the contest will be Kenny Pringle. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing black, orange, and white, and weighing in officially at 170.7 pounds. Coming to us from Krakow, Poland, he brings a professional record consisting of 1 win, 2 defeats, 1 draw. That 1 win comes by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Grzegorz Mardyla. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing white, brown, and gold, and weighing in officially at 171.1 pounds. Hailing from Edinburgh, Scotland, he is undefeated with 1 victory. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Alex Arthur Jr.
You know what's raiding in me? Smart boxing right to the start.
Well, here we go. Bout number 2 in the professional career of Alex Arthur Jr., who boxes out of that southpaw stance with those white, gold and brown shorts. This time with his father, Alex Arthur Sr. in the corner. And he's got a man in front of him, Mardyla of Poland, who is having a go early doors.
Yeah, he came out the traps there and tried to set about Alex Arthur Jr. early on to put some manners on him by the looks of it. But he's nice and calm, Alex Jr. here. He's kept his poise, kept his cool. And yeah, it looks like he's settling in. He's already using his feints and his front hand. So yeah, I don't think that's phased him any, which is a good sign.
We're speaking to...
Good left hand. Oh, he's hot him there.
Good
Great
work
left
there
hand
from Arthur. Right on cue. I was about to say I was speaking to Alex Arthur Jr. about kind of fighting these away corner fighters, and he said, my dad was so good at breaking down these types of guys, and I'll be doing exactly the same. And here we have it. This is a really solid opening round for Arthur Jr., who's still calm but is putting the pressure on Zach.
Yeah, he is, and you know, his dad will have talked him through things and stuff, and what experience it is to have a father like that in your corner, you know, talking you through how to do things and teaching you the art of boxing as well, shall I say. And yeah, he's coming here and he's having a top first round.
He's actually shown a little bit of maturity here as well, because he had him hurt there a minute ago. He tried to jump on him a little bit. He never got the shot off, and now he's settled back down, and settled back to his jab. So that's shown a lot of maturity. And he just caught him with a left hand there as well, yeah.
I think he's hurt him with that. He's gone right on the back foot after that shot landed.
He's hurt him a couple of times, actually, hasn't
he? Yeah.
Trying to tie him up.
Yeah, this has been a great start from him.
And the referee having a word with Mardyla about something. Good pressure here from Arthur Jr.
Good body work there.
Yeah, he's not just going head hunting, you know, and always hurt him to the head, but he's just still going down to the body as well.
Good counter punching from Arthur Jr.
Yeah, the fella come out the traps, like Josh said, he was charged up, ready to go, but trying to put manners on young Junior, but
he's changed his tune, isn't he?
Yeah, he has now. He's been caught with that backhand a few times.
That was a lovely little counter right hand there from Alex Arthur Jr. as well on the back foot there.
Got a response there from Mardyla. Good stab to the body.
Yeah,
with
that was nice.
southpaw
That was a
jab.
nice jab.
But you know what? That was solid because
he's having a dance here.
Oh, he's having a dance. He's enjoying himself.
he was patient, but still had enough urgency about his work, didn't he?
Yeah, he showed a lot. He showed a lot of work of a season pro there. In fact, he hurt his opponent a couple of times, but he didn't jump on him to try and finish him and waste any energy. So that was a good, clever first round. You know, I'm impressed by that round by Alex there.
So last time out, Alex Arthur Senior couldn't be actually in the ring. Adam Booth was doing the corner work for Arthur Junior. It was something to do with something not being there in time in the British Boxing Board of Control, but he was obviously still ringside, and he was really looking forward to having his dad right there, like he is now, giving him those instructions. Yeah. And I guess it'll be kind of more of the same, won't it, Zach?
Yeah, I suppose it's got to be. You know, it was a great first round, and he was having more success as the round went on, you know, body and head, so more of the same I'd like to see myself as well.
Good left hand down.
I tell you what, from his debut to this, it's only been a few months, and he looks like he's progressed a lot, like in a really big way.
Yeah, he's shown a lot of patience here. You know, it's quite impressive. You know, but being in his second pro fight on a big show, on a TV show, he'll be keen to put on a great performance, and I'm sure he's dreamt about having that knockout real finish and stuff like that. But he's shown real good patience here, and actually looks like a season pro. So he's looking solid here. He's having a good first couple of rounds.
And some of you might have heard this story before, but after Alex Arthur Senior had won one of his fights, and young Alex Arthur Junior was with him, they said about Junior whether he would ever become a fighter, and Senior said no.
Yeah.
But if he did, it would be under Frank Warren. And here we are, fight number 2. We love a story.
We do, and that's a quality one there. You know, you can't think of a better start to your pro career, and he looks like a season pro here. He's boxing very well, nothing's rushed, everything's settled. He's having a very good performance.
He's trained like a professional his whole life. He's trained from a very young age with his dad, you know, while his dad was still sort of boxing himself. So he's been round it all of his life. He's trained like a pro of his life. So this is why he kind of looks like a seasoned pro. So yeah, this is a great first couple of rounds from him. And he had good amateur experience as well. He went over to Europe and boxed in tournaments representing Scotland as well, so he's had good experience.
Yeah, he has. He won 5 national titles. Won titles both as a junior and as a senior, and obviously that's given him the good foundations, solid foundations, and he can build on those now with a team around him. And he's got a father who's been there and done it. He's got the t-shirt, the socks and everything else.
He's boxing really well here. Nothing seems to be even phasing him, you know. He's just laser focused. You can see that. Quality jab. Got a fast hands for a big kid as well.
The man from
got
Poland.
Good defence as well. You know, he's under fire here, but he's coping with it well. He's tucking up nice and tight, and in no problem at all. In no trouble at all.
Yeah, the blocking was solid as well. He didn't budge.
Good round from him there.
Very good round. Done plenty well. And it is just going to be a case of more of the same. But I've got to observe that Mardyla, you know, he's not sitting back. He's still having a go, isn't he? There's obviously a real kind of difference in levels here. But hats off to him, Zach, because quite often, not quite often, I'll reword that, sometimes we get these away corner fighters come over and they'll just soak it up for however many rounds, 4 rounds, 6 rounds. Yeah. And that's painful for the crowd, for the people working, and for the fighter in the opposite corner, isn't it?
It's hard work, you know. You can't get nothing back off them, and they just come in here basically just to be a punch bag, and there's nothing worse, you know. You're hitting him with everything but the kitchen sink, but they're just ready for everything, you know. They're just going on the back foot, they're not giving you anything back, and there's nothing worse than that. No, but he's having a go. I seen him before the show started. He was in the ring doing a bit of shadow boxing with his shoes off.
Yeah.
So he was
up for it.
Yeah, he's been bang up for it, and he's having a go here. He's earning his money tonight.
He is. He comes from a tough gym in Poland, and they've got some really good, solid fighters, and got quite a distinctive kind of team top which they wear when they go about. Whenever I see that top, it kind of makes me think about it must be a tough gym, because their fighters always have a go.
This is a good test for Alex Jr. in his fight as well at this stage of his career, you know, because this guy is coming to win. He's not coming to just lay back and just have a, like you say, be a journeyman and just go through the rounds and get the rounds in. He's actually coming in and having a go here, and he's trying to test Alex with some good shots like that. There, that attempt at that chopping right hook as a counter. So, yeah, this is a great test for Alex here, and he's coping with it really well.
Nice defensive work on the ropes there from Junior. Trying to use his head and his body to not get caught, and then straight back to the centre of that ring where he holds on to it.
Yeah, the fellow there is coming forward very awkward. He's switching stance as he's moving forward. If he can catch him in between when he's square, that'd be nice.
That'd be the one.
Yep. Good jab again. And back down to the body. It's good work with the front hand.
Alex Arthur Sr. just shouting for him to
chop his left hook
into the body, and there it is. That's really important though, Josh, isn't it? It's one thing listening to an instruction, and it's another thing doing it, isn't it, and acting on it.
Yeah, sometimes it does present it though, and sometimes you just have to wait and be patient and look for it. So yeah, but the instructions from the corner is definitely important when you hear that being shouted.
The referee just had a quiet word with Mardyla.
Good step back jab. Just simple stuff like that, sometimes it can knock the opponent sick.
Do you know, earlier on today I went to Celtic Park, the football stadium, went for a tour, and it just reminded me of something. In the dressing room it says world-class basics.
Yeah.
And Arthur Jr. does those basics so well, doesn't he?
Yeah. Got to get the fundamentals properly right. If you've got the good fundamentals, then you can go very, very far with the good fundamentals. If you do the basics right, then you can go very far.
Yeah, you're right. It's the easy stuff sometimes that works the best, you know. Keeping your shape. Just basic boxing. And that's what he's shown here tonight up to the first 3 rounds.
And a little shake of the head there from the opponent, as if to say he's kind of struggling a little bit here.
Well, this is what's to come. John Joe Carrigan, an amateur star, making his pro debut. Hutchinson versus Jeffers. That one has definitely gone under the radar. That is going to be an absolute cracker. I've got a good feeling about that. Glackin versus O'Doherty, and then we've got Brown versus Keane, and then it is the big one. Nathaniel Collins versus Cristobal Lorente for the European featherweight title, and it is an eliminator for the WBC Championship of the World, where Scotland eventually could have another world champion in their hands. But he's got to come through, the man from Spain, and we look forward to it, and all of that is to come live on DAZN after these prelim shows. Tell you what, I am very, very impressed with the footwork of Arthur Jr. He's making Mardyla miss just with his feet, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. He's boxing very well, and it's only a 4-rounder, and he'll know that, and he's not rushed anything, you know. Sometimes you get there, you think, oh, I've only got 4 rounds, so you start to rush things and try and get things off that you want to get off in the gym, but maybe they're not there, and he's not rushed nothing. He's just been nice and composed and just gone about his work as a proper professional.
And 4th round, and Mardyla still having those little pockets of attacks. He's definitely been slowed down a bit, and I think that's the good work which has been done with the straight shots and that jab of Arthur Jr.
He's still trying to have a go, so this is quite good experience for Alex Jr. here. He boxed at a good level as an amateur, going around the country with Team Scotland and going to tournaments and things. So we have seen this before, but this is still a good learning experience for him.
Junior trying to get that shot off to the body. And he's just stalking Mardyla around this ring now.
Yeah, you can see him doing some different feints as well, trying to trigger a reaction out of the opponent, but he's having to go back as well at times, but Arthur Jr. coming off strong again.
Like to see Arthur go through the gears a little bit here, because I think if he does put his combinations a little bit more together, a little bit more, he can hurt his opponent here and maybe even get him out of there. But he looks like he's just cruising to the last half of the minute of the round and just get the win. But he's boxing well and he's enjoying himself doing it as well.
Yeah, he is.
Practicing some little moves and stuff as well by the looks of it. So yeah, that's a great 4 rounds for him.
Absolutely good 4 rounds of experience, plenty of learning. Looked impressive in the process. Mardyla still coming back with shots. He's kept Arthur Jr. thinking at all times.
But then when Arthur Jr. wants to get back to his basics, he gets on that jab and puts him right back in his place again.
Solid.
Very good performance.
Solid from Arthur Jr. He'll be buzzing after that, after his debut. We interviewed him on Queensberry with his dad, and he was absolutely on top of the world. You know what? Well, you guys must remember what your debuts are like. You know, it's special, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. As you say, it's the start of your journey. You know, you're embarking on that journey to become world champion. You know, so your debut is the most important fight of your life, really, because you're like, if this goes wrong, it's going anywhere. So he had that, and now he's on his way, well on his way, and he actually looked really good there. He looked like a seasoned pro, moving well and going through the combinations well.
Well, Thomas Triber has the scorecard, so we'll head over to him now.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, our referee in charge, Kenny Pringle, scores the contest 40-36 for your winner, Alex Jr.
But a very well done to Alex Arthur Jr. and a nice pump of noise when he got the decision there. He's well supported. He absolutely loves the game, and like Josh has said, he's lived the life. He's really lived the life, and that, I believe, will show as his story goes on and continues. Well, there'll be a little rest and a debrief on Monday, I guess.
Yeah, it was a good performance. His dad and his team should be very happy with that. But like you say, he'll be back in the gym on Monday, that boy. He'll want to get out again very, very soon.
Yeah.
And hopefully more shows in Scotland. We're up for that, aren't we, Josh?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, as I say, hopefully all the lads tonight do well and the shows keep coming back.
That is absolutely what we want. And there is so much boxing to look forward to, not just tonight. 1st of November, we're in your hometown, Zach.
Yeah,
Manchester, Boatsi, Parker, great undercards.
Cracking show.
But you're not on it.
I know. Don't know what's going wrong. It might not be as loud in there that night, but no, it's a cracking card, and yeah, it's going to be one to watch. There's some great fights on it, some good Manchester talent, and like you say, the main event's a cracker.
We've had some great nights in Manchester in that area, and you've been a part of it recently. We were talking about kind of Scottish boxing flying, but there's really been some fantastic fight nights put on by Queensberry in your home city. But I'll shut up because we're ready for the next fight.
let's welcome to the ring, Kerim Agius.
He shook me, he put me down, and that's what
Kerim Agius of Dagenham, Essex, strides into this one on short notice, although he was fight ready. Make no mistake, he is well and truly up for this and prepared. I've had a few conversations with him this fight week, or over the last couple of days when he was announced to step in to do this one. And he has every belief, every single belief that he can win it. He's here to upset the apple cart.
Welcome to the ring, Marcus Sutherland.
And incoming is this man, Marcus Sutherland, a young man who has one of the most watchable styles going. He is no nonsense, only goes forward, and 5 times out of 8 in his pro career, he's got the job done before the final bell. And he's also an enormous ticket seller as well. So there will be some noise in here over these 8 rounds if we get all of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout is scheduled for 8 rounds, and it will be for the vacant Commonwealth Silver Youth Super Bantamweight Championship. Brought to you by Frank Warren for Queensberry, along with their great sponsors, Re-Out Season, That Prize Guy, Global Next Trade, 32 Red, and Unibet. It is sanctioned by the British Boxing Board of Control, Steward in Charge John Swanson, along with the Commonwealth Boxing Council. Our referee in charge and scoring the contest will be Kevin McIntyre. Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, he comes to the ring wearing white with black and weighing in officially at 120.7 pounds. Coming to us from Dagenham, England, he is undefeated with 5 wins and 2 draws. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kerim Agius. And his opponent across the ring in this championship contest, fighting out of the blue corner. He comes to the ring wearing gray, black, and orange, and weighing in officially at 121.8 pounds. Hailing from Shotts, Scotland, he is undefeated with 8 wins. 5 of his 8 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the current WBC Youth Intercontinental Super Bantamweight Champion, Marcus Sutherland.
Obey my commands at all time. Defend yourselves at all time. Touch gloves, let's go down.
Well, here we go. The energy in the arena has certainly gone up a notch. 8 3-minute rounds in the Super Bantamweight division. The last time we saw Marcus Sutherland, who's boxing in those grey and black shorts, was on the undercard of Josh Taylor's last fight, where he fought a guy called Dylan Nixon, who was absolutely huge, and he knocked him out, and he's done it plenty of times before. He's got a proper no-nonsense style. He likes going forward and letting his hands go. But as I said, Kerim Agius is up for it.
Yeah, they've got straight to business here. Usually in the first round they'll have a good look, but no, they're getting right to work straight away.
Staying busy on his feet is Sutherland. Well supported. He's taken his time a little bit more than what we've seen him, or how we've seen him fight previously.
Yeah, seen him last time out and he was impressive, as you said, but Agius, yeah, he's undefeated himself. He's not come here to get beat and lose that all.
Nice jab upstairs and then sunk that right hand into the body, did Sutherland.
Yeah, solid
and then
left
on the
as
other
well.
side as well, then the left hook, nice. They've got straight down to business, these two lads here. They've not really done much feeling out. They've kind of started on, it's kind of been a high level.
Now by Sutherland, he caught Agius on the right side of his temple, and he now finds himself in the corner, and a barrage of punches are coming in, and a referee needs to see something coming back.
That's a lot.
And that is all he wants to see. And yet again, Marcus Sutherland wins by stoppage in an opening round, and yet another exciting Scottish prospect to look forward to in boxing.
Yeah, it was a cracking right hand what started that stoppage off. You know, there was an exchange of shots. Sutherland landed the right hand and that was it.
Impressed, Josh?
Yeah, impressed, very impressed. You know, I thought they were going to ease their way into that fight there, but they kind of got straight to it, got straight to business. So yeah, it was a great shot. Obviously hit him on the top of the head with that shot, and then that was the end of it. But yeah, that was a great finish.
Like you said, like with all the fights we've seen tonight so far, there is always a lot of feeling out. You know, there's kind of gauging the distance. These two just kind of planted their feet and just started letting shots go, didn't they, Zach?
Yeah, they did. Two undefeated fighters again, though. You know, 8-rounder. They've gone and what in there and put a stamp on the division, I suppose. You know, at this stage in their career, and they've gone in there, got straight to business. And he got hit with that right hand, and that was the end of it. You know, it was a shame, but it looked like it was going to warm up into be a cracking fight. But Sutherland had other ideas.
He certainly did, and fair play to Kerim Agius, who obviously didn't know he was going to be fighting Marcus Sutherland until very short notice. Got in there and really had a go. He was well and truly up for it. And Marcus Sutherland comes out victorious in this one with a first round stoppage. That is a good statement to make, especially with Frank Warren watching. The super bantamweight division, especially domestically, will have their eyes wide open. But here's Thomas Schreiber with the official time.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the official time. 1 minute 58 seconds of round number 1. Our referee in charge, Kevin McIntyre, stops the contest. Therefore, your winner by way of technical knockout, still undefeated, and now the Commonwealth Silver Youth Super Bantamweight Champion, Marcus Sutherland.
Well, a splendid night of boxing so far. Some really fantastic talent. Great work with Josh Taylor and Zach Miller. The main show will start on DAZN shortly, but there's so much to look forward to, including this one.
I am the avoided fighter in the heavyweight picture, and I back myself against any fighter out there.
I don't need to be perfect for 12 rounds. I just need to be perfect for that one moment.
I believe people avoid fighting me because I'm dangerous, and I have belief.
There's a lot on the line, there's a lot at stake. And someone's getting knocked out.
So let's get it on.
Incredible stuff. And it
But we look forward to that one very much. Thanks so much for your company so far. A real great night of boxing has already been, and so much to come. So make sure you flick over to DAZN to watch an unbelievable main card. Good evening to you.
I was like, what's going to happen to my boxing? Like, what's going to happen? He's like, I don't care about your boxing. You shouldn't care about your boxing either now. Like, your bowl's going to explode.
You cannot convince somebody their life's worth living if they don't believe it.
It was just a lot of emotion for me because from possibly never boxing that style of one, it's just undeniable. Like, I've got this thing where I won't be denied, so it's like...
You did call out Nick Ball after that last fight.
I just think I would be able to outbox him and also keep the pace. Behind the grind. Start grind.